Rolling the blanket is a fun trick to teach your dog. But a warning, not all tricks are suitable for all dogs. If your dog doesn't naturally roll over as part of their daily, for example, play sessions, etc., then I would advise that you don't teach this trick. Okay, presuming your dog naturally rolls over, then the first thing you're going to need is to teach rollover, and you're going to need to teach hold, because these are the two components of our final trick. Teach them both to a really good standard, so that both nice, strong, fluent behaviors. Proof them. You want to make sure that your hold includes holding of a material, holding of a blanket, because that's going to be the final goal. And the grip needs to be strong enough so that the dog keeps hold of a blanket when they roll over, but not so strong, obviously, that they will tear that blanket. When you're ready to teach your new trick, do a quick refresher of both the rollover and the hold. You're then going to merge those behaviors together. So think of two roads merging into one. Both those tricks are going to merge into one final trick. And once you've got that nice, strong final behavior, you can fade those individual cues and name your final behavior. And my final cue is just the word blanket. Quick refresher of rollover. Your dog will definitely find rolling over in one direction easier than the other direction. So you may just choose to teach the one direction rather than both, as I'm demonstrating here. Although I have previously taught rollover, and it's actually under the stimulus control of both a visual and a verbal cue, my refresher goes all the way back, as you'll have just seen, to using a food law. I do a full set of 5 with a food law, and I then follow with a set of 5 without that lure, without that food in my hand, before fading the hand signal down so it's just a flick of my hand. So it is a full refresher, more or less, of all the steps that were involved in teaching the rollover. Refreshed your rollover trick, you need to refresh your hold. Initially, I advise that you actually pass the corner, the edge of that blanket to the dog's mouth and give your verbal cue hold. Click and reinforce. Presuming your dog got 5 out of 5, you can now progress to just using the verbal cue hold. However, I do suggest that you also use a slight pointing gesture to help prompt the dog to take hold of the corner of that blanket. If your dog's successfully taken hold of the blanket, you can now begin to merge the behaviors by cueing hold and then cueing rollover. And the last step is fading your old cues and naming the final behavior.
Blanket.